know, right? Just when you thought our channel had too much blue, Audi goes and gives us a car this colour. The Q3 really shouldn't need too much introduction to most of us, I hope. It's been around a number of years already, and most people kind of understand that it's part of the Volkswagen group and shares the platform or the technical underpinnings, if you like, with other cars in their range, like the Seat Ateca, the Volkswagen Tiguan, or the Skoda Karoq. And I guess that's where the biggest challenge for Audi lies, in my opinion, because they're the premium offering from the group and they really need to distinguish themselves above those other models when everyone kind of knows that underneath it all they're fairly well the same. So how does Audi distinguish itself from others in the Volkswagen range? Really, it comes down to exterior styling and interior specification. I think to demonstrate the differences in styling is a great example through here in the rear quarter. This C-pillar, for instance, that's all Volkswagen Tiguan. It's pretty much identical. But what you've got through here is a much more muscular, really aggressive crease line. So that's great. Inside you've got plenty of premium features and surfaces that really warrant the $85,000 price tag in the S-Line. Let's talk things I like and I don't like. I do like the instrument cluster with the full graphic display there. You can obviously change the view to suit and scroll through things like your call list and your media. Actually, when you're playing things like a podcast in there, it shows the album artwork or podcast artwork. Just a really natural way to consume all of that information. You've also got down here on the steering wheel a configurable button, which is also quite handy. So if I press that, I've set it to turn the voice guidance of the sat-nav off, but you can configure that to do a number of different things. The MMI screen is amazing, really high resolution screen, 10-inch display, and it's got a lovely responsiveness to it. Very, very good. Moving down, you've got lovely, clean and easy to operate climate control. And now this is one thing I'm really not keen on, and it might be a little bit of my OCD coming through, but there's no apparent way to sync the two climate control zones. On almost every other vehicle it has a button to sync these two, and I cannot for the life of me, please comment in the comment box if I'm getting something wrong here, but I can't seem to find any way to make that sync with that, so I'm only just having to dial it on one side. Wireless charging, that's becoming a must-have these days. I use that pretty much every day. Very, very handy. The other really cool thing with the Q3 is the cup holder configuration. On my Seat Ateca, for instance, the cups sit side by side, and one problem with that is they actually collide with each other and pop the lids off all the time. This one, you can comfortably sit two coffee cups forward and aft. They don't knock each other over, and you've also got a pretty cool little slot just here for your phone as well, or a second phone. What about how it drives and steers? Well, that does feel a little bit more familiar, to be honest. Underneath the bonnet you've got the Volkswagen Group 2-litre TFSI engine producing 169 kilowatts and quite a meaty 350 newton meters of torque. which I must say, mated to the 7-speed S tronic gearbox in this case, provides a pretty good amount of performance. It's a lot smoother than I remember other S tronics, double clutch gearboxes, whatever you want to call them, being. They used to be a little bit clunky and have a kind of a jerkiness to them at low speeds. This, to be honest, it feels every bit as smooth as a traditional transmission. It's quite snappy when you need it to be, when you're overtaking and things like that, but yeah, around town at low speeds it's really smooth. And obviously down here you've got the shifter pedals, so you can knock it down a gear and, you know, have that performance as and when you need it. And you can also put it into manual mode as you'd expect. Not surprisingly, Audi have done a fantastic job with the interior, and it really sets them apart as the premium offering in the group. You've got really great geometric patterning on the surfaces, mixed with brushed aluminium, and the large sort of MMI screen looks amazing. You've got really cool, edgy, very contemporary sort of door pull handles and switchgear and things like that. It is all very well put together. Of course, it's Audi. You don't feel shortchanged in here at all. Suspension is a really nice blend actually. It's not too firm, not too soft, so over bumpier parts of the road it absorbs those bumps really well, and that's not something you can say about all German cars, to be honest. They're usually quite harsh, but at the same time, when you do want to have a bit of driver engagement, you've got the confidence there to throw the car around, and it still feels really well planted and not rolly around the corners. So yeah, it's just a really nice blend for New Zealand roads. There's over 1,500 litres of cargo space in the back, and all the seats fold completely flat, so it's very practical and user-friendly in that regard. You know, I guess it boils down to what you need from your Volkswagen Group SUV. I mean, if you just want an SUV that has some European styling, is safe and really practical, then $84,900 for an S-Line Q3 probably isn't your best option. I'd be looking at the Seat or Skoda model lineup. But if you do need something with more technology, some sophistication there, and premium styling, then the Volkswagen Audi offerings are more to your flavour. And when you look at the top spec Tiguan pricing and the Q3 pricing, there's not a huge jump there to the Audi product. So I would have to say that Audi have positioned themselves pretty much where they need to be for the New Zealand market.